Hello everyone, my name is Michael and I am the Crafty Crocheter, and today I will be going over some rudimentary basics of C2C or corner-to-corner crocheting. When I first discovered this, I felt that I had to do some research on the subject just to see what it's all about. After I conducted my research, I learned that C2C or corner-to-corner crocheting is quite simple in concept. Instead of chaining a bunch of chain stitches to start the base of your project, you start with a smaller chain, and then work clusters of double crochets throughout. All the stitches that you need to know C2C crocheting are the chain stitch, slip stitch, and the double crochet stitch. The thing that you have to look out for when working C2C crocheting is to know when you are working on the right side versus the wrong side of your project. And that is usually important whenever you encounter a pattern or a graph outlining the overall project, so you know how many squares to make and when to change colors and so forth. I will go over the basics so that way you can begin to practice C2C crocheting and then move on to corner-to-corner crocheting projects. This tutorial will include how to start your first row, work increases, maintain the same number of squares, work decreases, and how to change colors. So if you have your hook ready and your yarn ready, let's go ahead and get this crocheting party started. Alright everyone, in order to start C2C crocheting, you're going to need some yarn, and I'm using a size H hook for this demonstration, and I also have a finished swatch that I worked on earlier today, and so I just wanted to show you what that looks like. And I'm going to go over how to start your first row, how to work increases and then maintain the same number of squares for the project, and then work decreases, and then I'm also going to show you how to change colors for your project. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll get that going. So as always, when you first start out a project, you want to create a slip knot. So in case you don't remember how to create a slip knot, I will show you right now. So you take this piece of yarn on the right side, and then you're going to move it over to the left side and make sure that this piece of yarn is in front of this strand. And then you're going to take this piece and you're going to go behind, going to go over that strand, and then you're going to see what is known as the pretzel. That's what I call it. It's just the easier way because it looks like a pretzel. Then you're going to take your hook and you're going to go underneath this strand of yarn, go from back to front, and then make sure that loop is on the hook. So I usually try to hold that, and then take your thumb, then take these two strands in your left thumb or your right thumb if you're left-handed, and then just pull, and that creates your slip knot. So to begin row 1 for C2C crocheting, you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so then you're going to work a double crochet in the 4th chain from hook, or if you count from the beginning of your chain, you count 3. So which method you prefer is up to you. So, sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and work a double crochet in that 4th chain from hook. So then you're going to work 2 more double crochets in the next 2 chain stitches. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to pull the yarn through. You'll have 3 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And then I'm going to work the last double crochet in that last stitch. Pull that through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, and that is your double crochet. And then this is your cluster, and your 3 chains here, this is your loop, your loop, and these are important for when you're working your clusters. So every time you start a new cluster, you're gonna make sure you have that loop in mind, but I will go into that more as I work this demonstration. So this is considered row 1, and then this is the wrong side. So this tail is on the left side. That means that you're working on the wrong side. So to start row 2, you're going to chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this is also working your increases, because you're going to increase the number of squares for the next row. Again, as with the first chain, you're going to work a double crochet in the fourth chain from hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, or if you're counting from the bottom, the third from the bottom. So I'm going to insert the hook into the fourth loop from the hook, excuse me. Then I'm going to work that. Then it is double crochet number 1, and then you're going to work 2 more double crochets in the next 2 stitches, or the next 2 chain stitches. Okay, this is double crochet number 3. Alright, and then in order to, okay, so this is what you're going to see when you first complete that second cluster. So to go to the next square, or to finish the row, you're going to take this one and turn your work so that the chain 3 loop is on the opposite side. And then what that does is it's going to allow your crochet hook to naturally fall into that loop. So once you have that, go ahead and insert your hook into that chain space, and then you're going to work a slip stitch in that chain space. Then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to work 3 more double crochets in this chain space. One, 2, and this is going to be number 3. Alright, so you just completed row 2. So to work row 3, you're going to work another increase. So to do that, you're going to chain 6 at this point. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as before, you're going to work a double crochet into the fourth chain from hook, or if you're counting from the bottom, the 3rd chain. So I'm going to go ahead and count 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 to this one here. And you're going to work 2 more double crochets, and then you're going to work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches of that chain. Alright, and then this should be number 3. Alright, and then as before, when you're transitioning from row 1 to row 2, you're going to do the same thing to transition to row 3. So you're going to go ahead and flip this part this way. So that way you have your chain 3 loop, or 3 chain space, on the opposite side. So then you're going to insert your hook into that chain space and work a slip stitch. Then from here you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to work 3 more double crochets into this chain space. So that's 1, 2, and this is going to be double crochet number 3. Then you're going to take your hook and go into the next chain space up here. Go into that chain space and work a slip stitch. Then chain 3. Then you're going to work 3 more double crochets into this chain space where my thumb is, right here. One, 2, and 3. Alright, so far we're on row 3, and you see how this is your wrong side, and then when we worked this side. This was the right side. This is the right side. So odd rows are wrong sides and even rows are right sides, just so for reference. So I'm going to go ahead and I will move on to maintaining your number of squares. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how to maintain the same number of rows in order for this to come out to be like a rectangle like I did with this swatch. So to do that, you're going to chain 3. And then you're going to turn your work. And then you're going to insert your hook into the chain space of that bottom square. And then work a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 again. Then you're going to work 3 more double crochets into this chain space. One, 2, and 3, and then take your hook, insert into the next chain space 1 row up, 1 square up. So basically from here to here, you want to insert your hook into here and then create a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 3 again. Then work 3 more double crochets into that chain space. Right, and then insert into the next chain space to the next square up, diagonal from here to here, then work a slip stitch. Then you're going to work 3 chains, or chain 3, then you're going to work 3 more double crochets in that chain space. Alright, so then next you're gonna, and that's how you maintain. I'll do 1 more row. I'm gonna go ahead and then do 3, turn my work. Oh wait, no, I should do an increase here because I'm doing a rectangle. So it'll be 6 total. So it's 4, 5, and 6, and then work a double crochet into the 4th chain from hook for your part of your cluster. Then work 2 more double crochets into the next 2 stitches after on that same chain. Here, I should have chosen a better yarn, but alright, then you're gonna turn your work again. Then you're gonna insert into this chain space, and then work a slip stitch, and then work 3 chains, or chain 3. Then you're gonna work 3 double crochets into that this chain space here. Then take your hook, go into the next square diagonal from the one you were working in, work a slip stitch, chain 3, then work 3 double crochets into this chain space. Then in the next square diagonal from where you worked your cluster, insert your hook into that chain space and work a slip stitch. Oops. Let me try that again. My yarn's getting a little unraveled. Go ahead and try that one more time. Alright, and then since we're maintaining the same amount of squares, we're going to go ahead and just chain 3. turn our work, and then you're going to take your hook and insert it into the chain space directly above this square. Then you're going to work a slip stitch. Then from here you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to work 3 more double crochets into that chain space. Then in the next square diagonal from where you just worked your cluster, go ahead and insert that hook into that chain space. Then work a slip stitch, chain 3, then work 3 double crochets into that chain space. Two, and this will be number 3. And in the next square diagonal from the square you just worked at, go ahead and put your hook into that chain space and work a slip stitch. And now we're down to only 1 square left for this rectangle. So to finish it off, you're gonna chain 3. Then you're gonna turn your work. Then you're gonna take your hook and insert it into the chain space from the square next to it, and work a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to work 3 double crochets into this chain space. And then, alright. And that is, so from here from rows 1 to 3, we increase, and let me move this up, from, here I'm gonna fasten this off real quick. Alright, okay, so from rows 1 to 3, because the rows go diagonal since we're doing corner to corner. So this is row 1, and then these 2 is row 2, and then these 3 squares here are row 3. We did increases for the first 3 rows. Then from rows 4 and 5, we maintained our number of squares. And then rows 6 to 7 we decreased. So from these two squares we decreased, and we decreased to this final square. So again, if you need help, if you need assistance, or you don't remember what I've done, or you're kind of lost a little bit, go ahead and rewind the video to where I worked the increases and maintaining and the decreases, so that way you have a better idea of what I did. So again, from row 1 is always going to be your wrong side, and row 2 is your even. So basically, odds are wrong sides, evens are right sides. So again, I know I repeated that, but keep that in mind because that's important. So then now I will show you how to change colors. Alright everyone, so next I'm going to show you how to change colors for corner to corner crocheting. So I have another swatch made, and I have the the first cluster of the 4th row started. So to change colors, you're going to take your hook and insert it into the chain space, but do not gather this for the slip stitch. You're going to take another color yarn with I already have a slip knot on here, and you're going to take your crochet hook, go through that chain space on the square that's next to your beginning 4th row, and then you're going to pull this through, and then you're going to work your slip stitch with that color change yarn. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this one real quick. Alright, so then next thing you're going to do, so you're going to do this the same way as you would when you're starting a new square on a new row. So you're going to go ahead and chain 3, then work 3 double crochets, and I like to take these loose strands in the back and work them through the chain space to clear that up a little bit, to make it a little bit neater, so you don't have a bunch of loose pieces of yarn strung about. Then one more, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to, like before, you're going to take your hook, go into the next chain space diagonal to the square you were working on, and create a slip stitch, chain 3, then work your 3 double crochets again. See if I can get this up here so I can make this neater. Go ahead and then work 3 double crochets into that chain space as before. I may not get all this in there, but do the best I can with. Hang on, another piece of yarn here. Kind of lit up this little long piece of yarn. There we go. I'm gonna work one more double crochet, that chain space. There we go. Make it neater. All right. Then, as before, take your hook, go into the next diagonal, in the next chain space in the square diagonal to the one you were working in. And work a slip stitch into that chain space. Then you're going to chain 3 again. And then work your 3 double crochets in that same chain space. And this is going to be number 3. And then now we're going to decrease. So to decrease so I'm going to repeat this again in case you didn't catch when I was decreasing, because I don't remember saying that this is when you decrease. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So for the decrease, you're just going to chain 3. Then you're going to turn your work, and then take your crochet hook and go into the chain 3 space of this square, and just do a slip stitch through there. Then you're going to chain 3, some more yarn. Then you're going to work 3 double crochets into that same chain space. It's 2. And this is going to be number 3. And then, as before, take your crochet hook, go into the next chain space of the square diagonal to the one you were working in. Do a slip stitch, then chain 3 again. Then work 3 double crochets into the chain space. 2. Then 3, and then take your hook onto the next chain space of the square diagonal to the one you were just working in, and chain 3. Do a slip stitch and then chain 3. Then work 3 double crochets into that chain space again. And it should be number 3. Take your hook, go into the chain space of the square diagonal to the one you were just working in, and work a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 again. Then work 3 double crochets into this same chain space. 2. Actually, wait, let's go. Alright, so then I'm going to work decreases again. So decrease, you're going to just chain 3, turn your work, and then slip, and then go into this chain 3 space of that square you were chained 3 from, and then work a slip stitch, then chain 3 again, and work 3 double crochets into this chain space. Two. It's going to be number 3. Go into the next chain space, work a slip stitch, chain 3, then work your 3 double crochets into that chain space. Right, slip stitch into the next chain space of the square diagonal you're working from, work a slip stitch. Alright, so I'm going to let you work the rest of the way. So what you're going to do here is, let me give me another crochet hook. Okay, so after that, you created your slip stitch, you're going to chain 3, work your 3 double crochets into that chain space, then in the chain space of the square diagonal to the one you're working in, create a slip stitch, then we're going to decrease it, then you're going to chain 3, and then slip stitch into the chain space of the square next to this. Then you're going to do the same thing for decreases, and then when you have one square, I will meet you at the end and show you how to finish it off. Alright, so we're at towards the end of this swatch, so you have one square remaining. So in order to finish that off, you're going to go ahead and, after you create your slip stitch, you're going to chain 3, then work your 3 double crochets into that chain space. That's 3, and then take your hook, go into the chain space of the square diagonal to the one you're working in, create a slip stitch, and then to finish it off, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and then take your hook, go into the chain space of this square, and then create a slip stitch. And that is how you change colors and C2C crocheting. Alright everyone, and that is today's video. This should serve as a starting point or a guide if you are new to C2C crocheting or to crocheting in general and are wanting to pursue corner to corner crocheting in more depth. At least that was the goal that I had in mind when I created this video. I hope that everyone's day is going well, and as always, I am grateful for all of my subscribers and also to my new subscribers, so I thank you for your support. And as a reminder, this is a safe and creative space for all, so please no negative or derogatory comments of any kind, as this is a space that we are all learning about crocheting and the fiber arts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care of yourself and each other.